Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Inner Quartz, episode 1. I'm Chad.
I'm Linda. Hey.
We are part of Smith Family Paranormal Investigations, and now we are part of the Bald and Bonkers broadcast team, I guess. We're all over the place. First off, we'd like to give us a little bit of who we are. I'm, I guess, the lead investigator, co-lead investigator with Smith Family Paranormal. Linda is also the co-lead investigator. We have our daughter and our son that are part of it. We've been asked to come on and talk about quartz, whether it be tonight. We're going to be mostly talking about this little guy here, which is black obsidian. It comes in different forms, shapes, and stuff like that. We have our little spot that we go to all the time, which is the Crystal Fox here in Maryland. It is a very nice place, and if you come on to our lives on towards the end of the month, usually we do big unboxings and stuff like that, which has a lot of different crystals and incense and stuff like that. So if you want to go check them out, it's thecrystalfox.biz on the web. You can check them out. We have our merchandise shop, which is smithfamparanormal.com. We have various and sundry things that we're working on. Linda's working on jewelry, which will have some of the little the crystals that we get from the Crystal Fox. But we have our t-shirts, our hoodies and stuff like that. Hats and bags and oh my. But tonight we are talking about quartzes and what they are. And tonight we decided to work on protection quartzes, which is the most common one is the black obsidian. It comes in different colors. I mean, obviously we have the raw form of black obsidian here. We have the raw form of Rainbow Mountain Snow obsidian, which is weird because of the fact that you associate obsidian with being black, but it can be white also. And this is also snowflake obsidian, which is broken down very fine for using in spells and stuff like that. To get an idea of what obsidian is a volcanic glass that is formed naturally. I'm going to actually move my writing to where it was because I can't move it anywhere else. It comes from a rapid acceleration of cooling from a volcano and the lava itself. It's black in color and usually has a glassy texture and very, very lustrous in color. There are different shades, which, like we said, you got the snowflake obsidian, which is black, usually black and white. You got the regular black obsidian. There are rainbow obsidian, mahogany obsidian, gold obsidian, which almost looks like pyrite, but it's not. The meaning of obsidian is safety and grounding. Uh, Linda doesn't have it on her,
Sorry.
but since we do go out and do in paranormal investigations, it helps to ground her when we're getting ready to go somewhere.
It does help.
Well, actually, if depending on how long the drive is, she'll actually be taking a nap with her hand on. It's in a cage like thing. Do we have one? We have one over here. It's in a little protective cage that her particular black obsidian is. It stretches out and put the crystal inside of there and able to do what you need to do. So while we're taking a drive, I'm usually the one driving. She'll be taking a nap, holding on to it. It helps to not only center herself, but it also helps while we're getting ready. She can be saying some type of prayer along with it while she's preparing to take a nap. She's not going to be saying it. I hope she's not saying it while we're driving. But it's basically to help pull herself into the quartz and to help protect anything that if we end up coming up against some type of bad spirit or whatever that may be around. I have aquamarine as one of my quartzes that helps my protection. The protective obsidian stone is dark and dreamy. The volcanic glass rock obsidian is a sword against negative energy and powerful anchor for keeping you grounded in the good life. So like I said, it helps not only to protect you against evil spirits, but it also helps to ground yourself. It's almost, for people that do electricity, the best thing to be is grounded so that nothing can be absorbed from you. So with the obsidian rock, it's kind of what that does. While while some may turn their eyes to brighter stones, the obsidian is a beautiful stone. If you look closer, you can see that the milky flakes of the soothing snowflake obsidian. I mean, it literally looks like a snowflake with little Oreo bits in it, but that's literally black obsidian within the white snowflake rock. Some go towards the gold obsidian because, like I said earlier, it looks like pyrite. It is a stone that knows that one size doesn't suit all, which is why obsidian presents itself in various ways. But whether you pick the rainbow shade or the velvet crush of the night color, all obsidian stones share the intense healing vibe that is ever ready to pull you back up to your feet again. Obsidian is formed by the quick cooling of volcanic rock in an earthly and scientific way that causes it to harden like glass. It's been around since the beginning of time and has been used in trading by the Mayans all the way back to 100 BC. So not only has it been utilized for medicinal purposes or protection purposes, it's been around for me to go, I would like that necklace that you made, and I'm going to give you this rock, this quartz, this black obsidian, and we would trade. And that's what the Mayans would do. I mean, they've been around for a while. Do you feel that it grounds you when you're?
I mean, when I use it, yeah.
I mean, what do you think about it?
I mean, I like it because it does keep me together. It does. I do feel the power when I do meditate with it before we go on an investigation, and I do nap and hold it. It's not a little thing. It's something that pulls pulls me together, gets me ready, and I'm ready to go with my abilities to either help or just investigate and explore. But either way, I know I'm there. I know it's going to protect me from any harm or entities that are there to do negative.
Unlike Sherry and Drew, we're not on two different screens bouncing back and forth. We're sitting right next to each other. I can actually touch her.
Thanks, babe.
You're welcome. This is why we get along so well. As far as what it says, along with we did some research, obviously. Obsidian can be found across the globe. It's not just in one particular area. With the Mayans, that would be in South America and stuff like that. But it's been found by fishermen in Greece, in Iceland, mythical jungles and lost cities of Mexico. It's a stone that has become swallowed up in a lot of history. Beloved by the Mayans and the Aztecs, obsidian was used in a multitude of ways, from jewelry, which we have all those little teeny tiny,
all the little teeny tiny things that I get from when we do our unboxing. I mean, it helps.
So one of the ones that she may even this is crushed, so it's super fine, but she may be able to put some into
a
little resin jewelry that
maybe somebody's protection necklace. Right. I won't deal with it because I won't. It's meant for somebody else, but.
Right. So I'll be probably the one touching it. She'll pour the resin. I'll be the one touching this, because that way it doesn't have her oomph on it.
Yeah, don't need that.
No.
Leave it closed.
Yeah, keep it closed. It was used in arrowheads and for cutting tools. Something like this could be chopped down and formed into an arrowhead and be used as a weapon. It could be used for a cutting tool or something. These, believe it or not, this one here, this edge right here could be used as a cutting tool because it is sharp. And most of these rocks that were formed into arrowheads and tools back in the day, from what it says, it was worth more than gold. You could, if you had somebody that could form something into a different apparatus that other than, here, I give you this rock for trade, and then they form it into something and it gets traded from as a quartz rock like this into a shaped arrowhead or what we call a steak knife, but a jagged knife. But it's a quartz, an obsidian rock. It is also converted by shamans, healers, and Stone Age spiritualists into healing things, such as this broke net. These are finely tuned, finely ground snowflake obsidian. Snowflake obsidian. Thought it said Snowflake Lake. I'm like, what? Light healers long for obsidian, and crystal gazers also crave the stone so that they can look deep into the spiritual realms. So, one of the things.
That's right. I think.
Part of it is a lot of healers and shamans and stuff like that. If Sherry was on here, she'd be able to tell you that they look into the chakras and stuff like that. And when you're utilizing obsidian as part of your healing and spiritually bringing yourself into yourself, it's one of them channel, yeah, which is why Linda uses one of these. As, I mean, you see how glassy it is. I mean, it is a very nice quartz.
I haven't overpowered it yet.
Yeah, you haven't cracked it yet, so that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Its sharp edges were a symbol that the darkness could be pierced and reveal the white light of the truth. Its polished surface resembled a mirror for looking into the future with crystal clear clarity, and its volcanic roots speak to a well and raw energy that has been harnessed to be that can be soul shaking. The dark sheen of obsidian has many faces, and for those who want to look a little closer at the deeply protective and grounding stone, keep reading. If obsidian doesn't speak to you, then take a look at the essential crystal guides, which we have. It brings you deep healing and joy. There are different types of obsidians. You have the black, which is the poster child stone of the title obsidian. There's a dark as night and powerful tool. What in the world?
The heat press.
Oh, she's got the heat. She had the heat press on. She was working on something before our show here today, and we'll be working on some stuff for our shop. You have the rainbow obsidian, which is a luminous color dancing beneath the surface. Rainbow obsidian is a dreamy, poetic stone. Like swirling colors in oil, this stone is also used for grounding and centering the weaver. It is used to keep the root chakra in check. Snowflake obsidian. A flurry of wonder comes to snowflake obsidian stone, where dancing patterns of white float beneath the dark surfaces. This one is more white than it is black, but that's because where it was probably processed down to make a smaller version. Chunk. Its ability for you to shift patterns and comes with all kinds of soothing vibes to temper frayed nerves. So, somebody that is overly anxious, that is not quite level-headed, snowflake obsidian will help center. I think you need that.
No, not yet.
Now we get into the more colorful ones. The mahogany obsidian, which I don't think I've seen one.
Neither have I.
Obviously, it's something we're going to have to go ask the Crystal Fox to see if we may be able to
find one.
See if they have, because rainbow obsidian, I don't think we've actually, I've seen it at the store. It really looks like somebody took an oil painting and literally dunked this into the oil, and it's all shimmery and stuff like that.
Looks pretty.
Very pretty. Whereas the mahogany, I'm assuming it probably looks like mahogany wood.
I don't know.
The rich color scheme that ripples through mahogany obsidian is known for its fiercely protective powers. For anyone having a vulnerable moment, mahogany obsidian makes sure that all attacks are warded off. Something I may need to look into.
Maybe.
I'd say she's going to attack me or anything.
Gold. I think it works for that.
Gold obsidian. The glimmer of the gold obsidian is striking, also known as the wizard stone. Gold obsidian will help activate your third eye and shines its light on negativity so you can take a leap to higher living. So I don't know if that's like a Nicholas Flamel type Harry Potter type, but it's called the Wizard Stone. Ever seen it? Haven't gone to Crystal Fox and talked to them.
Not yet.
But again, talking about crystals, I mean, it's one of them. We've dealt with it for almost a year now with
Mhm.
different various crystals. I know black obsidian is one of our favorites. Um, we have,
Definitely is.
I mean, I like my aquamarine. That's a birthstone for some people. I believe black obsidian is also, or
It is.
is,
I don't know for what though, but I know it is.
um, so once this actually is up live and everybody's able to interact and chat with us, let us know what your birthstone is and
That'd be interesting.
see if one of the quartzes, whether it be black obsidian, aquamarine, amethyst, uh, various ones. I mean, I know mine's rose sapphire, which is like a pink sapphire.
I don't know. I don't know.
When I had my school class ring from when I graduated way back in the 1900s, um, mine that I had for my gem was the rose sapphire. Uh, it was a very nice pink. Everybody's like, "You got pink? You're weird." I'm like, "No, I like the color." Healing properties. Obviously, like I said, we got the grounded down snowflake obsidian, uh, which going right into snowflake obsidian, other stones like sunflower, rich in healing properties. There's a reason that obsidian was considered to be so much more precious than gold. The stone is also about stimulating growth, keeping you protected, and connecting with your root chakra, aka the very essence of how you feel safe in the world. Obsidian just doesn't stop at keeping your mind tuned in. It works to keep your physically and spiritual body completely aligned too. A highly protective stone, obsidian is ever ready to keep your whole body ready for action, and this means keeping every inch detoxified. For a start, obsidian is excellent when it comes to keeping your circulation in full and healthy flow. So make sure the blood is constantly flowing. Obsidian can be extremely useful to those who suffer from digestive issues and is amazing for those people with a gallbladder, problems with their gallbladder. In fact, the obsidian stone simply wants you to thrive to your fullest health. It is a crystal that keeps your heart beating full and loud and healthy, and a crystal that calls into being deep tissue healing so your body can rejuvenate and be fresh, youthful, and full of fire. The emotional part of the healing process is protective and perfectly poised to help you heal deeply. The obsidian stone is best known for keeping you in the clear when it comes to negative emotions and negative energy. No matter what your bad juju is coming from you, we all have some kind of bad juju coming from you and extremely external forces. Obsidian will work to throw its cloak of protection over your shoulders, ensuring that no matter what, you aren't dragged down into the pit of despair. It is a companion stone that truly helps you feel safe. So,
It definitely does work.
I mean, I think at first I had one, but I felt more when we went into the Crystal Fox and have held the Aquamarine. I mean, believe it or not, when people say they go in and they look at different crystals and stuff like that, we actually went in there and we did the hand test. For people
Mhm.
that don't know what the hand test is, that's basically you walk around and you hold your hand over the whatever crystals they may have. So if you're sitting there in the black, even you have the black obsidian sitting next to the snowflake obsidian. If you're going across and you don't feel anything on the black obsidian, but you put your hand over it and it feels like an energy bolt zapped you in the hand, then that's the one you want to get. Linda did that with, and that's where the black obsidian came in.
Yep.
We were sitting there, and you want to tell the story about that?
You can. That's fine.
Try to get her to talk, and she won't talk. She just wants to.
I talk enough.
Anyway, she talked for 4 hours the other day.
Your turn.
My turn. I got to talk maybe. Well, she talked for 3.5 hours. I talked for 30 minutes. So the hand test, obviously we just told you about it. She went in and it was our first time ever really being in the Crystal Fox. We wanted something that we were told how to do the crystal test, which is if you go in and you put your hand over it and you feel like that tingling sensation, that's the one for you. It's almost like if you go in and you like Harry Potter, the wand chooses the wizard, not the wizard choosing the wand. Well, this is kind of the same thing. It's the crystal choosing the person, not the person choosing the crystal. And she went in. This thing kind of zapped her in the hand. She goes, "Ooh, that felt like electricity going through my hand. That kind of burned." I was like, "Okay, well then maybe that's not for you." She was like, "It burned," but no, it was one of them. She got the little zappy sensation, and I was like, "All right, well, let's look at what the properties are." And sure enough, protection. Like, all right, well, that's kind of what we're getting ready to get into. Is we may need some kind of protection. So got that. Got her the little small. Hers is gold, and a little bit larger than this. Let me take it out.
Not sure it's gonna work on that one.
It's not going to work on this one, but the effect is you pinch the bottom, you pull the top, and it expands. I'm not going to try to force this into there, but hers was small enough that it was able. But again, her cage is a little bit larger, and what it does is it expands out. You're able to put the whatever quartz you may have found into there. And what it does is whatever negative energy wants to come near you, it's not going to attack you, it's going to attack the crystal. Being in a cage, it traps it. So it allows you to not have to really worry about when we're on a dark investigation, whether it be at a mental institution or insane asylum, which I guess would be the same as a mental institution, an abandoned hospital. I mean, we've been to different ones. Glendale Hospital was a tuberculosis hospital. Mm-hmm. Forest Haven was where they would send young boys to and some girls, but not very many. But it was mostly boys that they would send to this particular spot that was for mental disorders, whether schizophrenia, depression. I mean, back in the day, it was just about everything you could think of, and they would send them there. Well, going there, you definitely, some of the spirits of the ones that were left behind or never adopted out or just outright committed suicide there. It was a lot of things that was there, and this little piece helped protect. Whereas I went in and they have the necklaces and stuff up in the Crystal Fox, and I happened to see one that caught my eye, which was the light blue aquamarine. I go over there, and I had the same kind of zappy. Oh, hey, this one's for me. So, a little more on what's going on with dark obsidian. Uh, While some shy, it says, while some shy away from the darker hues of obsidian stone, for something that brings brighter hues to the party, it is important to remember that everything in life is about balance. Light side and dark side. We have the very, very dark midnight black, oily, glassy, not so pretty black obsidian. In my opinion, that is kind of sexy looking, especially when the light hits it. To the light side of the snowflake obsidian. So a lot of people yin and yang it. I mean, to me, it is a true seeker stone, and rather than encouraging you to walk into the falsehood, it is more about finding ways to face up to all the different angles of yourself so that you are ready and full to being invulnerable when it finally time to step into the light. So a lot of what we do as paranormal investigators for people like Bald and Bonkers, the strange, like Sherry and Drew with the Wicca and the shamanism and stuff like that. A lot of it is finding your inner self. As a matter of fact, we will be going on with Sister Drew and Sister Sherry
25th?
on the 25th, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Weeks away, to talk about not just about what we do as paranormal investigators and stuff like that, but also looking into the different crafts of Wiccanism and they talk about it and where we kind of came into wanting to learn a little bit more about it. So we will be doing that. Again, shameless plug. If you go to www.smithfamparanormal.com, that's where you can find a lot of our merch. And we do customize.
Yes.
So, and like I said, with the jewelry, if you want something from, she's constantly growing our playlist of what we have, and we keep updating. Seems like daily, we keep updating the website on what we have. If you see something, whether it be jewelry or
mugs, hats,
shirts,
bags,
cell phone accessories, we can do just about anything. We're finding
flags,
we're
banners.
Next time you see us live, we may have a banner behind us that we worked on last night that we just got to put together. But we are doing very well. We're doing very well for ourselves slowly. So, and we want everybody to make sure that if you're not just following us at Smith Family Paranormal Investigations on YouTube, that you are following Bald and Bonkers, you're following PWI on there. I don't remember where Drew's is, but Danny White Wolf. He's constantly on. So But we will have, when this actually becomes live, we will make sure that all those links are in the chats and stuff like that. So you can please make sure you go follow them. So back on to our topic of discussion. The metaphysical properties of one of the strongest connections you can expect from obsidian stone is ability to strengthen your root chakra, which is your centering of yourself. This is one of the most important chakras you have. It is known to keep us grounded no matter what is going on in the world around us. When the root chakra is blocked, we feel untethered and suddenly unstable, as though danger or negativity awaits around every turn. With obsidian sending its healing energy straight where it is needed, you can stand safe and strong and without the risk of any kind of physical psychic attack. So this rock, quartz, crystal, whichever you want to call it, is part of the centering of yourself. For centuries, sages and healers also turned to the power of obsidian to help tap into the third eye chakra. They believed the mirror-like qualities of obsidian could help provide a glimpse into the other realm and would guide the way back towards higher knowledge and cosmic consciousness. The black obsidian stone is also known for helping out when it comes to your solar plex chakra. Solar plexus are everything right around your heart area, which is the pectorals and the solar plex and stuff like that, which protect your heart. So this one being the main one that helps basically root all that together. This is our third chakra in the body, and it is best described as the place where your self-esteem and your sense of worth flows from. When the solar plex is blocked, it can send us off balance and make us feel lost, flailing, and even shy in our own skin. Using the obsidian mirror, you can look within and remove the blockage that is keeping you from living out your very best life. And speaking of birthstones, this is the birthstone of Scorpios. Scorpios tend to be fiery and passionate and intense. Well, guess what? I'm Libra on the cusp of Scorpio. So if there was ever a rose sapphire black obsidian, I probably would have it. They are ruled by Pluto and Mars, also known as the gods of the underworld and war. So figure Pluto, the underworld, and Mars, who's the god of war. Which, if you look into my name's Chad. It stands for warlike. So that's why I'm always quick to anger. While the intense energy of the Scorpio can be adventurous, it's also important to stay protected when burning up with all that emotion. This is where obsidian sweeps in to save the day. Obsidian, too, is intense, but it also stone that uses its mirror-like qualities to help you see deeper. It helps you stay grounded even when delving into murky depths to do the important shadow work, which will bring great healing to your life. For those who find the black obsidian too intense, you can also turn into the snowflake obsidian, the gold sheen obsidian, or even the Apache tears style of obsidian for a softer approach.
I didn't hear that one.
Sagittarians are another sign that suit the obsidian stone. As a birthstone, obsidian, and often adventurous and honest Sagittarians are a match made in heaven. They complement each other beautifully. Black obsidian serves as a protector, important for a wearer who doesn't always look before they leap, which would be my oldest son. He's a Sagittarian, and he doesn't always look before he leaps.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I should get him one of these for Christmas.
Maybe.
Whenever that energy is flying high, I mean, he just kind of will he'll take that long walk off a short pier, and it's not fun. So maybe he needs one of these.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that energy is flying high enough to sweep you off your feet, obsidian keeps you grounded in a way that doesn't make you feel bound and gagged. It simply sends the excess energy flowing down to the ground to be absorbed by Mother Earth. Um, some of the things that we are probably going to be looking into when we go to the Crystal Fox the next time. And next time we go, we have our discount. I love going there and getting a discount. Get one of the $50 mystery boxes and not have to pay for a thing because it's free. Is looking into getting some obsidian, snowflake obsidian bracelets and maybe some of these so that when we do our giveaways at the end of the month, somebody might be getting me as a bracelet. Which, as a reminder, the 26th of this month, we are doing another one of our lovely giveaways, which Chris from Bald and Bonkers has not only won once, he's won twice. It is not rigged, so if you actually go on there and watch how we do our thing, it's a random, and he's not only won once, he's won twice. So it is a very, very nice little atmosphere that we do our little unboxing, and then we get into the chit chats with everybody that's in there. And I think on this one we're actually going to try to get more people to come up, not only just us to be on the panel, or Sam. We'll try to have Chris or Sherry or somebody. Yeah, we may have to start a little earlier. That way it's not excessively late, because I think the last time we were on until 3 o'clock in the morning in the UK, and somebody, won't mention any names, Chris, was still up, and we appreciate it. Because he didn't want to miss out, even though he was the first person we pulled.
I know. I love it, though. But, meant to be.
Yeah. But it... if you are into feng shui, which is the process of making everything in your house or your living space more in tune, kind of like a yin and yang thing. Obsidian apparently is also for good vibes. People have made these into, I think I've seen a black obsidian bowl at the Crystal Fox. Mm-hmm. I mean, they make them into the
grinders,
the palette, whatever, to help finely tune these things. I mean, it's weird to see the different things that they can utilize. Not only black obsidian, but any of the other crystals. Mm-hmm. But as far as in your living spaces, in your home space, if that's what you're looking into, is bring something like this in. Just go out and go to your nearest crystal store. And have to. I mean, you could crystalfox.biz if you go on there. No, we are not paid by them. We just love the store, and we want to make sure that everybody has a chance to actually look. So if you go on there, you find different things. I mean, the next thing we're talking about is jewelry. I mean, the black, yeah, I mean, actually, that's the black term. Yeah, this isn't black obsidian, but this, no, actually, those four right in the center are black obsidian.
This is my chocolate.
We have the black obsidian along with the volcanic rock itself. So I forgot you. I forgot you.
I forgot too.
I forgot you. But the jewelry for that one, and then the chakra.
And the thing with these stones, the volcanic stones, is you can put any type of incense oil you want on there, essential oil, and it does wonders there too.
And then you have the 7 chakras beads there. I forgot you had that.
I did.
But so jewelry is one of them that, especially for, I mean, the left hand is the one they said that's why you put your wedding ring on your left hand, is because that's the hand that goes to the heart, because it flows closest to the heart, whereas the right hand has a little longer to get to the heart. It's the left hand. So if you're wearing any type of jewelry, that's the reason she has them on her left hand, is it absorbs more and goes that way. And like you said, with the volcanic rock one, the essential oils, I mean, you can utilize them at any time. We have essential oils that she'll put in the bath. She'll take her bracelets in the bath with her. It helps to absorb some of it and
it does
kind of mellow her out, and it helps. Another stone that works wonders when paired with obsidian is lapis lazuli. A potent blue stone believed by artists across the world for etching out the heavens. Lapis is a lullaby of truth. The stone is known for sharpening the mind, inviting inner reflection, and being able to connect to others through bringing compassion, authenticity to their story. The onyx, which we just got a couple of days ago, black tourmaline, which is a nice little stone in itself. The black tourmaline holds an incredible protective power, often used to ward off the problems commonly associated with EMF, or electromagnetic frequencies. So when you're dealing with working with the paranormal, a lot of the stuff that you want to do has to deal with EMF. You want them to utilize the electromagnetic fields and whatever that is within that area, because a lot of times we go into places that don't have electricity. So we have equipment there that is giving off an EMF, which is why K2 meter is one of the things that we deal with, and that gives off and it lets you know where there is some type of electromagnetic field or pulse or whatever may be going on. But so what it's saying is that black tourmaline, along with black obsidian, will help ward off. So if you're near it, it's not going to be one of the things that's going to, hey, let's go after this person who's giving off an electromagnetic field. Because believe it or not, our whole body is an electromagnetic field. That's why when you feel off, sometimes your north and south poles kind of flipped around and you're not feeling so well. Well, that's why. So the black tourmaline, the black obsidian help kind of reverse that when you're out in the field. How to clean these things. cleaning, cleansing. As with any protective and grounding gemstone, it's essential to keep your obsidian in the clean and the clear when it comes to energy. Powerful healing stones have become clogged by by cleansing and recharging, ensure a fine flow that keeps the stone working in its fullest and brightest power. Clearing your obsidian gemstone is easy as running it underwater. Regular, not tap water, but like filtered water. So if you go out and you get your, I forgot what kind of water, it helps to recharge it. But it's kind of the water you use for making baby.
The bottled water?
The
distilled?
The distilled water. Man, my brain wasn't thinking. I think I need this. And then, as most Wiccas and most shamans, and they'll tell you to stick these out in moonlight. So during powerful healing stones become clogged. Clearing your obsidian stone is running underwater as a stone and invites the elements into the soul. Obsidian also likes to sit in the moonlight, which can be a less harsh method of cleaning, as the time is recharging. Some people prefer to smudge their stones to dissolve any negative energy that could be collected. The best way to smudge a stone is with sage or any other potent herb. If you have a singing bowl sitting around or bells, you can also use sound as a method of cleansing and charging obsidian, as it seems to respond well to both. What we normally do is right around the time of the 3 days before the full moon, and then the morning after the full moon. I'll usually go around and everybody in the house has theirs, even the little ones. I'll go around, I'll collect all of them. We've actually taken some dirt from out in the field, and we will put it in with Mother Earth, say a prayer, leave it out, and I put it in a bag. That way it's not actually sitting around for somebody to kick it around or whatever, but usually take some of the dirt, put it in the dirt, and then go over, put it near the tree that is going to most hit by the moonlight and the sunlight, especially now that we are in the winter time. Kind of changes around, so it's one of them kind of have to move it around during the seasons. But 3 days before, I collect them, which is usually why we don't go out anywhere during those times, because if it's during that time of recharge, and then I'll bring them in, take them out of the dirt, wash them off. They've been fully recharged from not only Mother Earth, but Sister Moon, Mother Sun, because it's that day night for the first 3 days, and then the full moon gets its most potent recharge. So, and then the morning after the full moon. So we've got about 5 minutes left. Our little episode 1 of the Inner Quartz. Any thoughts?
Not really.
I have to talk the whole time.
Yay!
So the next time we're going to work on probably another protective, not just the obsidian, but there are other protective quartzes out there.
We'll get more in depth with it.
We'll get more in depth. I mean, this is one of them. Hey, we would like you to do.
Oh, here's the other protection.
And protection quartz crystals that are available. You have black obsidian, black tourmaline, the regular clear quartz, which we have a couple various ones. We have citrine, amethyst, and believe it or not, pyrite. Pyrite being the fool's gold. So that's probably the gold obsidian that we talk about, but which one's that? Oh, is this the shadow one?
I don't know. Just grab one. Real quick.
This is a crystal and a half. I mean, this is in pounds. This is a 2.3 pound crystal. This is one of our favorites.
Mm-hmm.
If you've seen it on our shows, we've actually taken a flashlight and beamed up the light.
No, you're not doing that now.
We have the black light somewhere around here to show that off, but that's a crystal and a clear crystal and a half. We also have one that's called a phantom crystal, which is a nice. That thing's huge. I mean, it's almost like if you're a Star Wars fan, one of them big old kyber crystals for your lightsaber. I mean, this thing is crazy. So we want you to tune in. We will find out when our next episode is. And as you saw on our Smith Family Paranormal Investigations Facebook page, we put out that the Inner Quartz was coming soon. So once we know when this is going to be uploaded, we will make sure you know the date, the time, and when we know when we're having episode 2, we will get that out there. It's very interesting thing with quartzes and with crystals and such like that. So again, so we got www.smithfamparanormal.com. You have that's our webpage with our merch. We have Smith Family Paranormal Investigations Facebook. You can reach us by email at smithfamparanormal@gmail.com. Check out Bald and Bonkers. Check out Sherry's PWI, Paranormal World Investigations. Just check us all out. Help support each other. And
that's what we're here for.
We will soon be seeing you very, very soon.